Hello, Servus. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mace, coming to you from Western Canada, beautiful British Columbia. I'm on Vancouver Island, just off the coast, and today we're checking out the top 10 places to visit in Bavaria. 4K travel guide by Ryan Shirley. Let's hop right into it. Let's take a gander. Let's take a look, shall we? Yeah, let's do it.
My name is Ryan Shirley, and I just returned from a road trip across Bavaria, and
Damn.
I want to show you some of my
That
favorite
castle
places.
obviously is
So
famous.
here's
We've
my
seen it.
Bavaria top 10. Bavaria is home to some of Europe's most magical landscapes, from endless castles to medieval fair.
Man, like this particular square, I believe I've seen multiple times. I'm trying to remember what the village was called.
Retail towns. Bavaria is a destination that needs to be explored. Let's start this video off in the town of Birchsten. Now I have to say this is one of the most beautiful towns in all of Germany. It's just a 2-hour drive from Munich and it's nestled in the Bavarian Alps.
Nestled is a very, very apt word, and it's so picturesque, man. So picturesque. Just how green it is with the mountains in the background. It's absolutely stunning, though.
One of my favorite features of Birchsten is the Votsman Mountain. It's a uniquely shaped peak that towers over the town. It almost looks like someone took a bite out of it. One thing I love about Birchsten
Like it was a
is
glacier.
there's so many beautiful churches to explore. One of my favorites is the church in Ramsau. It's right next to this beautiful stream, and there's this picture-perfect bridge to observe the church from. Another one of my favorites is the Maria Jern Church, which offers a perfect view of the Votsman Mountain. One of the main reasons I wanted to go to Birchsten was to visit Hitler's
The Eagle's Nest. Damn. He had quite a view up there.
Eagle's Nest. Now I'm really fascinated with World War II history, and I had to see this place for myself. Now the Eagle's Nest was built in 1939.
How do you get up there? Can you drive up there? Or you gotta walk all the way up to the top.
And was given to Hitler for his 50th birthday. Now to get to the Eagle's Nest, you can take a bus up. When you get to the top, you'll walk through a deep tunnel into the mountain.
Okay.
When I was in there, it was just crazy to think that Hitler walked these same walls. Now at the end of the tunnel, there's a circular room that leads you into a golden elevator. Even though the Eagle's Nest and the road leading up to it cost nearly 200 million euros to make, adjusted for inflation, Hitler only visited it on 14 documented occasions. This may be because Hitler was afraid of heights, and he was also scared of using the elevator. Thankfully, the Eagle's Nest wasn't destroyed in World War II, and today it's a restaurant with panoramic views. And while you're there, you can hike up some walking.
That view looks fire to have some lunch. Look at that view. Imagine sitting there having some lunch, having some beer. Kind of reminds me of when I was in Canmore. Actually, more specifically, Banff. Let me know in the comments if any of you have been to Banff, or even Jasper National Park in Alberta and British Columbia. Like, it's kind of in the Rocky Mountains. But yeah, you get spectacular views. And we had, my wife and I had a lunch date, and the views were absolutely just stunning. Like, I love that place, man. It's magical. You can go up to Banff and then Lake Louise. Beautiful stuff, man. Let me know in the comments if any of you have done that trek and what your thoughts were on it.
It's a restaurant with panoramic views, and while you're there, you can hike up some walking paths into the Birchsten National Park, enjoying the incredible sights of this historical destination. Afterwards, we're going to head back to Birchsten to visit the lake Kunen. Now, the lake was created by glaciers, which make
these fjords are, this reminds me of Desolation Sound, where my family used to have a fishing lodge. It was called Humphrey Lodge. It's now called Clahoose Wilderness Lodge. You can go, if you're interested, you can go search up the website. Like, absolutely stunning up there. I love going up there. We still do sometimes to go fishing, fish for salmon, fish for Pacific cod, and it's very, very relaxing, therapeutic, and just the nature up there is amazing. These fjords that I'm seeing right now definitely remind me of that.
Makes it feel like you're in a fjord you'd see in Norway or New Zealand. When I was there, we took a boat ride to the end of the lake. It cost around 15 euros and took about 50 minutes to cross the lake. Now the first stop was to the famous St. Bartholomew's Church. We kept going and we reached the end of the lake. We then hiked about 10 minutes to reach Obersee.
How's the
and it's just
fishing in
home to
there?
This iconic lake hut, and the scenery there is just astounding. I mean, the lake's so clear, and it's just surrounded by massive mountain walls that are hard to explain. I mean, I
It reminds me of Landslide Lake.
just had a great time enjoying the scenery around the lake. Definitely got to explore Kunensee and Obersee while you're in Birchsten. Now afterwards, we're going to visit the magical village of Rottenberg. Now when you go to Rottenberg,
Yeah,
you'll
Rottenberg.
feel like you're walking in a fantasy movie. It's one of the most preserved medieval old towns in all of Europe. During the Middle Ages, Rottenberg thrived as it was located at the crossroads of European trade routes. At the beginning of the 15th century, it rose to becoming the second largest city in all of Germany, but during the 17th century, Rottenberg faced adversities such as the 30-Year War and the bubonic plague. Without much resources, Rottenberg's growth was halted, which aided in keeping the town preserved in its medieval state. Today, Rottenberg maintains its medieval charm, and it's been the
Yeah, this particular cornerstone in Rottenberg. Look at everybody's taking photos, and we've seen it in multiple videos. Certainly has that very iconic Bavarian architectural style. It's pretty cool that it's been preserved so long too.
inspiration for sets of Disney movies such as Pinocchio. If you go, you can check out the famous Floating Corner or witness the beautiful Christmas markets. I mean, just hard to beat the allure of this German village. From Rottenberg, you can make the 3-hour drive to the beautiful city of Munich, also known as Bavaria's capital. Munich is located in the south of Germany, about 50 kilometers from the Alps. During World War II, Munich was heavily bombed by over 70 air raids, but today the city is restored to its former beauty. One of the most popular spots is the Marienplatz, Central Square. You'll find the new town hall with its stunning clock tower and historical figurines. After Munich, we're going to head to the top of Germany to visit the Zpitz mountain.
Zpitz.
Now, with a height of 2,962 meters, easily one of the most impressive mountains in all of Germany. Zpitz is located south of Garmisch-Partenkirchen, and the easiest way to reach the top of the mountain is by a cable
Gondola.
car. It costs around 60 euros, and it's one of the biggest gondolas I've ever been in. It holds
It's a big crowd for me. It would be kind of a turn off to go. But absolutely stunning. I would get some views. I would take in the views right here. Would be fine with me. Look at those mountains, man. The green, beautiful.
several world records, including the longest free span in a cable car with a distance of more than 3,000 meters. Honestly, an engineering phenomenon and a little scary going up. The cable car is quite the experience, and once you reach the top, you can explore the mountain station.
Like, once again, it definitely reminds me of Canmore and Banff.
I mean, it really blew me
And
away
Lake
up
Louise.
there. It totally reminded me of an evil villain's lair. There's a great restaurant and platforms to observe the scenery below.
Dang,
One thing that I thought
boy.
was interesting is you can walk through this tunnel and it'll take you to the Austrian side of Zpitz. Now, from the platform on the German side, you can see the summit cross. Me and my brother decided
Woohoo!
we
You
wanted
see
to
that
climb to
view?
the top. The snow made it a little sketchy, but we held on tight to the iron wire and
Be
climbed
careful,
the
man.
ladder and made it to the cross. I mean, the views were unreal up there.
You got to sign a waiver to go up there or what? Looks like you're just going free fall down the mountain.
I mean, if you go in the summertime, I'm sure it's not as sketchy to summit this. Now, after Zpitz, you can take the cable car down to visit the Lake Zpitz. Now, it's known as the Maldives of the Alps with its clear water and tree-dotted islands. I mean, the color of the water there is astounding. Now, if you have time, I definitely recommend walking along the lake. It's full of beautiful groves of trees and a perfect place to relax on the shoreline and enjoy some Bavarian nature. Now, afterwards, we're going to head over to Wagenbrüssee. This is one of the most scenic places in all of
Wagenbrüssee.
Bavaria. I mean, I was just baffled by this place. It's this beautiful little lake.
Like, I would absolutely 100% live there. Looks fantastic. The lakes and the talking about the Zpitz lake with that kind of greenish and the clear waters. Lake Louise is similar. We also have some lakes up here. Century Sam Lake, which has that turquoise blue green, right? It's so pretty. So pretty cool that
Nestled in the mountains, and it's
Germany
full of
has such
farm sheds
amazing.
that dot the-
Hey, there's somebody standing there in front of that cabin. Amazing landscapes.
hillside. Now the lake is overlooked by the perfectly placed Karwendel Alps. I mean, it reminded me a lot of Alpe de Sucy in the Dolomites. I had such a fun time exploring here. I just walked down a little dirt road to get there, and it was a spectacular place to enjoy the Bavarian sunset. I mean, it was definitely one of the highlights of my trip. I'm jealous of all the farmers who have sheds there. After, we're going to head to the beautiful town of Fussen. Now, located right at the foot of the Bavarian Alps, Fussen
I'm not sure
is
if
a
he pronounced that
700-year-old
right, but
medieval city full of old world charm. Its streets are lined with cobblestones, and you feel like you're walking back in time as you explore it. I just love all the classical German houses, and I think it's so cool how the milky blue River Lech runs right next to the town.
Milky Blue is
The crowning
right.
feature of Fussen is the High Castle. I mean, just adds so much character to the town. If you really want to go back in time, I mean, you just gotta give Fussen a visit. Now, for our final destination,
Fussen. Doesn't seem like that's the right pronunciation, but I'll give it to him.
we're going to visit the iconic Neuschwanstein Castle. I have to say that it is the most beautiful castle in all Europe. It's what inspired Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle. I mean, it's just the perfect place for a princess. Now, the castle is nestled at the very tip of southern Germany. Neuschwanstein Castle is placed
It makes you wonder, like, even the building process of that is absolutely incredible, right? I'm curious what year that it was built.
perfectly in the mountains with a phenomenal 360 view of the Bavarian Alps.
I just can't remember when it was
The
built.
construction of the
There we
castle
go.
began in 1869. During World War II, the SS debated blowing up the castle to prevent it from falling into the enemy's hands, but thankfully it never happened. Today, the castle receives over 1.4 million visitors a year, so it's definitely a tourist hotspot. When I was there, we walked around the castle. When you're up close, you realize how huge it really is. King Ludwig had some imagination. Anyways, I found a great vantage point in the trees with a perfect view of the castle. I mean, I just can't get over the
1.4 million a year. That's
beauty of this place.
That's a lot.
I mean, it's truly something out of a Disney fairy tale. Afterwards, you can walk around Alpsee. It's another picturesque alpine lake with views of the Hohenschwangau Castle.
Or like
Now, another incredible
a
spot
Disney fairy tale is something out of that castle's inspiration.
nearby is St. Coloman's Church. It's located just a few minutes away and has a splendid view of the castle and the Bavarian Alps. One of my favorite
That
memories
valley
of my time in
is
Bavaria
spectacular.
was just enjoying the sunset at the church, just marveling at the green pastures and overall scenery. Bavaria truly is a magical place. Well, that is it for my Bavaria top 10. Let me know where your favorite place is in Bavaria in the comments below. I also started relaxation.
Bavaria is absolutely stunning, you guys. We already kind of knew that, but it's nice to see these videos in 4K and just these stunning landscapes. This valley is absolutely wonderful. The mountains, the lakes. The mountains, the lakes, and the trees are so beautiful to me. I feel the trees, I feel the breeze. Yeah. All right. See y'all in the next one. Tschüss.